So it was quite amazing, and we're really looking forward to learn something interesting and new. All right, so let's have something important to understand in this part of our lesson today. It's a warm-up session. You must have a notebook in front of you so that you should be jotting down, writing down some of the key areas on which we are going to look at. It's a class where you're going to be heard. This is one class where you're going to have a hectic schedule or routine, but I swear that this is going to be one class where your outlet of emotions and creativity is going to shine. So let's just move on to the next slide. And here we are. I'm going to provide you a syllabus outline. The syllabus code says 9093, one of the most dynamic syllabus. It is very much required for the universities abroad here in Pakistan or abroad. So if you have love for reading and writing, you're definitely going to nail it. We've got paper 1 reading, and it carries 50 marks, and then we have paper 2, which is writing, also carries 50 marks. So in total, you will be, for 1 year AS level, you will have 100-mark level qualification. Then we have, this should be noted down. I would request, do we have our notebooks with us? Are we writing it down? I'm not saying copy down each and everything, because ultimately this PowerPoint is going to be uploaded on the Google Classroom as far as we are connected with online classes. Soon, inshallah, I would love to meet you in physical classes as well. So this is paper 1 reading, and this is section A. Section A is directed response. Yes, I have written over here directed writing. Oh no, I just moved on to the previous one. Yeah, we are right over here. I think, is it visible? Are you able to look at it carefully? Tell me yes.
Yes, miss.
Okay, that's good. So we have section A, we have directed response. I tell you, this is not your O-level directed writing where you had to write in between 200 to 300 words almost, but it's a bit different. Yes, you will be required to write down some sort of like informal letter, but not exactly the key bullet points will be given. They may ask you, Eamon, imagine that you are going to publish a book on motivating teenagers, to overcome their anxiety level. It's a life hack book that you're publishing, and you want them to be more confident in their lifestyle routine. So then you need to write down a bit of an intro in your question number 1A. So it's almost like that. They will put you in different situations, but they are eye-opening and thought-provoking also. I love this paper because it makes me challenge my own thinking abilities. It makes me think even deeper, dig deeper into the ideas. Then we have compare your writing with the original text provided below. So there will be a question given to you. You must have noticed, do you remember your O-level? I believe you must have remembered your O-level paper 2. Do you remember it? Paper 2 comprehension. A big passage was given to you of 3 to 5 paragraphs. So somewhat like that, a comprehension, a kind of a passage will be given to you on interesting themes. And then they will ask you to compare your writing with the text. How is it different? For example, you're writing a motivational text while the original text is the story. So what are the differences in between both of the writings? This is paper 1, reading. You have to read and then write. You cannot just write on your own a topic. That is another paper. Then we are moving on with this one. That was question number 1, AB part. This is section B, and it is called text analysis. Being a Pakistani, I tell you very honestly, everyone has assumptions about people. They are ready to jump on to conclusions. We are living in a world of instant text messaging. Exactly, the question resonates the same. You have to judge by reading the text, by reading a passage, what is it saying? But you need to judge it in the best possible way, And the most interesting part about language is you don't have any right answer. Eamon could be right, Miss Nadia could be right, Aisha Meem could be right, but it should be revolving around the central topic. Like if I'm saying gorgeous, you're saying pretty, she's saying beautiful, but we're still on the same point. Are you getting my point, what I'm trying to tell you? There is no one right answer unless and until you have the right way to interpret certain things. You make a choice of color. For example, I made a choice of yellow color. It's vibrant. I say it's vibrant, it's lively. Eamon might say, Eamon, what do you have to say about yellow color? What do you think it symbolizes, or what? Do you think it's hope? Very good, because you must associate with the sun, the rising sun, the yellow rays of hope. So yes, Eamon, you seem to be quite poetic also. That's interesting. So this is exactly what you have to do with the reading paper. Anything you would like to share over here? You want to add over here? You want to ask questions. Don't be afraid of asking questions, because this is the way we're going to learn and improvise. All right, so we are moving on to the next one, which is, did I skip this? No, okay. What sort of writing might I be asked to read when it comes to paper 1? This is your syllabus, and it teaches me to have a go through. You need to go through different styles of text. So Eamon, I would request you to please read the slide for us. Read these bullet points for us.
You could be expected to read or write any of the following: advertisements, brochures, leaflets, editorials, news stories, articles, reviews of plays, films, video games, sporting events.
If life gives you one opportunity, which particular text would you be choosing to read in the first place? In the set of order, it starts with advertisements and brochures and leaflets and editorials and newsletters. What will be the first thing would you prefer to read? Do you like, yeah, please carry on.
Reviews?
Reviews. That was Aisha Meem, right?
Yes, miss.
Okay, reviews. Review of a play or a film?
Maybe anything.
Anything. Okay, review of a makeup even. We never know. Okay. So, Eamon, do you like advertisements? At the moment the advertisements come on the television, you completely switch to the other channel? Or when you're watching YouTube videos or tutorials and you just cannot stand the sight of promotional campaigns, what is your attitude towards advertisements?
I don't really watch them. I usually skip them.
You skip them. Tell me one ad, one advertisement which you cannot stand. I tell you mine. Aisha, I mean, might tell you. And then, because you know why I'm digging into this particular style of the text, because I will be introducing you to the advertisements in the first place. So I'm just building up a bit of a platform where we can step up and get to know a bit better about the text types. Tell me one Pakistani advertisement. It could be for anything. It could be a beverage, it could be detergent, it could be soap, it could be anything. I mean, a fizzy drink even. For example, I'll tell you in my impression, I can't stand there's a, this particular sting, ad. And the moment you drink it, you get this electrifying energy. And somewhere, like it's a fizzy drink, like a carbonated drink. You're being infected, and people say that you have this elevating energy level, and everyone is so diverted to you. So I can't stand that. There's a lion's mane which has been shown. If you have ever seen a Sting advertisement, you will get to know that it has a lot of exaggeration. Advertisements are known for exaggeration, too much overstatement, and I can't stand that. What is your point of view about advertisement? This is one example that I've given. What about you? Aisha, Eamon, come on, let's open up. Let's just be a bit more. Give me one particular advertisement.
Miss, I get it. I guess it depends sometimes, because when you watch a new ad, you go all, oh, this is interesting. But then if it keeps appearing, then it just gets annoying.
So you find them annoying. We don't have a good impression about them. So, but then I would make you read some advertisements where you would fall in love. It will be majestic. It would be about holiday package. And there will be brochures about, pet taking care, and then leaflets about sleep deprivation, and then editorials about putting children in jail is ethical or not. And then there are some news stories, and then there will be articles. Let's move on to some other text types. Eamon, over to you again. Please go through these bullet points. This is your syllabus for your entire course of the year, for the entire academic year, the styles of text that we will be doing. Can you please read it first? Yeah, blogs.
Yeah. Blogs, investigative journalism, letters, podcasts, biographies and autobiographies, travel writing, diaries, essays, scripted speech, narrative and descriptive writing.
Which one is your favorite now? One thing that you would pick up easily and you would say, oh, that's my style of reading. Narrative is like story type, and descriptive is like, obviously, descriptive pieces. Again, it comes with prose. It comes with, novels and plays, and exactly like that. Travel writing. Is there any type of text which you haven't ever read? Please tell me yes. You can't read everything, but you tell me which one you haven't read so far, or you haven't heard of even. Aisha, is there any text type that you haven't studied?
I guess podcasts.
Okay. And you, Eamon, beta?
Yeah, miss, probably podcasts.
Podcasts. We have heard of podcasts, but we haven't actually studied it as a text. And which one happens to be your most likable text type? Aisha?
Narrative.
Narrative. Okay. And Eamon?
Yes, miss, same narrative.
Same narrative. So we're going to start off with narrative, but I also will jump on to advertisement also. I'm going to juggle with two of these text types, and we're going to see how we are going to look at. And there are narrative like different types. My literature students are always sharing their, novels, and ask the language students to, Miss Nadia, you should ask your language students to analyze this part of the text, because they do the novels and you people get the little parts from the novels to analyze. So they kind of get jealous at times that why do we need to read a lot of like longer books? And then you have the simple parts of reading. Next, we are moving on to how do you read? So over here, I think I need to just move on to this part. Yeah. So how do you read a text? Do you read like SpongeBob, like temporarily you're just reading it, or you read like an Einstein who has no concern even an alien or this frog-looking monster standing on my head, and I don't care whatsoever, but I'm just reading and reading on. Even someone tells me there are Martians on my doorstep, I don't care. So how do you read? What is your way of reading? When you read something, do you really indulge yourself in it? Or you read it like, okay, I'll get it on with it. I'll just read it some other time. Do you have short span of memory, as in like attention? You read like what? Please tell me. I'm not saying you label yourself with Einstein or SpongeBob, but I'm just asking you to understand you better and help you out. You don't read like any one of these, isn't it, Eamon?
Miss,
Yes, Aisha.
when I'm reading and if it
Hmm.
picks up my interest, only then
Hmm.
I indulge it with the reading. Otherwise, if
Mhm.
it doesn't pick up the interest, I just read it fast.
You read it fast. So there is no one way. I tell you that you don't have to worry about there is no right or wrong way for reading. You just need to read it smartly. And you need to read twice. This is the rule. Please write up a bullet point and make sure that you're writing up a bullet point. You need to read smartly, beta, and you need to read twice, because you need to develop your habit to skim and scan the text. It means highlighting the most important points and creating effects. And I will tell you how we can create effects in the best possible way. Well, the cartoon says, happens to be me, you are a masterpiece when you're reading up a little piece of writing, and then you feel like, let's go over this one more time to again dig deeper into the meaning. All right, so reading twice is a rule over here. Next, please give the heading Writing Paper 2. It carries 50 marks. The total time duration will be of 2 hours. And do you love writing this much or that much? Do you love writing? What does this quote tells us? Amen, beta, I would ask you to read the quote, please.
Forget all the rules, forget about being published, write for yourself and celebrate writing.
So
Melinda Hines.
Melinda Hines. So do you agree with this quotation? There are no rules for writing? Okay.
I agree with it.
You do agree with it? I agree with it because there is only one rule. There is only one rule that you need to remember. Hold my attention. This should not be beyond any other rule. You need to make sure that whatever you're writing your first draft and then you're writing your second draft. So passion for writing is going to be way more interesting. Let me share some of my favorite writings, and that can help you build up your perspective. What do you see on the screen is The White Tiger by Aravind Adija, and it's right over here, The White Tiger. I read it like an Einstein. The picture that I showed you, right? It was hysterical for me. I just wanted to know who murdered towards the end. And there was a point when I was like 1 a.m. at night, and I was like my family was asleep, and I was constantly reading the book, and people were like, what happened to you? And I was like, I just need to know who killed this woman. So there are times when when the hook of the writer's craft strikes you so strong that you can't give up the book. Highly recommend it. If you want to polish your writing skills, better get your hands on it. This one by Maya Angelou, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. I'm not saying these are the only books that you need to go through. There must be some of your favorite books which you might tell me, Miss Nadia. If you haven't read it, you haven't read anything. And then you have The Hell And it is basically, you can also see, racism as a theme over here, where the elite class happen to be the Britishers, and they have hired people of color as their help. And that is exactly the way they are looking at the perspective, the changing perspective of the society. This is in England, where Pan-Africans were quite a lot migrating and trying to live up their English dream. And that's how they were looked down upon. So the help is given a title to these ladies. It's a lot more a feministic, racist, not racist, but diluting the racist concept is dealing with that. Can you share one of your favorite novels that you have read so far? Were you reading anything latest prior to this?
Miss, can I share one?
Yes, please.
There's this one book that I really loved, The White Dolphin.
The white
Dolphin.
dolphin, the white dolphin. Okay. Yes.
Basically it surrounds itself by the sea and boats and of course a dolphin.
Mm-hmm. And it's a bonding between a man and a dolphin.
I guess you could say that, yes.
Okay. And this dolphin symbolizes anything? Any symbolic element to that? Any empathy, intelligence, or something?
Well, I don't want to spoil it, but I guess it kind of represents the girl, the main character.
Mm-hmm.
So her mother has passed away a long time ago, but both her and the mother really love dolphins. So I guess it kind of symbolizes the mother.
It's so emotional at the same time. It's so deep down. It's because it's a unique idea also, where the world is loaded with a lot of social issues. The books that I've shared, but then we have this, as in like endangered species also, and then creating a story out of it. It's unique and rare in its own kind. Eamon, beta, would you like to share anything over here? Even if not, you have read anything, but one thing, a story that you ever read and that is still stuck with you. Okay, Shumeta has also joined us. When did Shumeta join us? Hello, Shumeta. I think we know each other. Can you please turn on the mic? Hello, Shining. Shumeta, please. Hello, can you hear me? Are we too afraid to talk to each other? It's like, it's a language class. And I would always encourage my students to share their bits. There's some little parts of ideas, and that would be lovely. What are we doing right now? We are doing the syllabus overview. And I was asking Eamon if she has any writer in her mind or any book title. I'm not going to ask you more details, but just an idea. Any book?
I'm not really sure, Miss.
Okay.
I know I should read a lot, but I don't read quite often. So I probably enjoyed the Harry Potter series.
Wow, that's even amazing. Why do you like Harry Potter series? Why? It is so universal, everyone.
Yeah. I think the plot was really nice. I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
And do you dream of these all? It's again fantasy, but at the same time, it was dealing with the real life issues. Good versus evil, appearance versus reality. A lot of these concepts were constantly engaging the reader's mind. And then the internal crisis versus external crisis. So they were like two different clashes of the personalities. Appearance versus reality because of Voldemort. It's all about magic. So you can't believe that person in any way. I remember I was reading it, hiding this book under my desk during my last semesters. Back in 2006, you were perhaps recently born back then, but I'm talking about the very first part when it got released. So yeah, really loved it. But there is one thing that I wanted to give everyone a disclaimer. No matter I'm talking about the white tiger or the hell, or I know why the cage burned, or it could be Harry Potter or the white dolphin, anything. We can be inspired by these stories, but we can never copy them as a plot in our writings. It's a no-no zone. We have to be inspired by some of the ideas, and we can create original ideas. That's the key that we are going to look at. This is paper 2. Paper 2 is of 100 marks, and this is my section A. Section A is about shorter writing and reflective commentary. I know I'm reading over here, but my students must be reading over it. All right, well, what is this about? You must be going through. It's human psychology. We're looking at all the bullet points. So this is titled as shorter writing and reflective commentary. So this question number 1 is broken down at 2 levels. Part A, which carries 15 marks, and then you have to write down for 400 words. A piece of cake, by the way, because you people have been trained in O levels to write in between 350 to 500 words. So you can easily reach this word limit. Topics, for example, reasons. I mean, any one of these topics, they love to have all sorts of topics in it, you know, not all together, but I'm just giving you examples of it. Reasons for sleep deprivation among the teenagers, what it means to be a grown-up, what are the benefits of adulthood, write a short story titled as The Confession, etc. It could be The Bitterness, it could be The Tower, it could be, you know, the short story titles usually are. Your impression about this section, do you understand this? Shumeta beta, I haven't heard even your hello. You have to say hello so that I should feel that you're there with us.
Miss, I think she left.
She left. Okay, maybe some issues. Eamon, you're here with us. All right. So we have shorter writing for 400 words. And which one would you choose if these topics are given? You both have to take, already shared your ideas that we'll go for narrative. Let's suppose the confession part is not here. Let's suppose short story is not in this list. Which one would you choose out of these two? Aisha, which one would you choose?
Miss, both sound nice, but I guess I would choose sleep deprivation.
Okay, sleep, reasons for sleep deprivation among the teenagers. And would you tell me one reason why they are so deprived of sleep?
Well, Miss, we all stay up at night doing nothing, probably.
And specifically this pandemic. Eamon, would you have to say the same thing, or do you disagree with it?
Yeah, Miss, I'll pick the same one.
You pick the same one. And you put the entire blame on your phones, right? So we have owl-like routines. We are quite nocturnals. And but yes, there will be so relatable topics and quite easy to understand also. Then we have question number 1, part B, which is reflective commentary. This reflective commentary is interesting. It carries total 10 marks. There is no word limit. So the examiner is expecting you to at least write one side of the page. One side of the page is, according to their exam script, it's a bit longer one because it has 36 lines to it. And when you're writing in your notebook, it will make around 1.5 page almost. But quality writing versus quantity, we are always upon that. And then you have to comment on the use of language in your own response. Do you understand this task? You're writing your own response in part A, and then you're commenting on it. For example, the purpose of my writing was to encourage youngsters to have a healthy lifestyle? My intended audiences, the addressees, the ones that I was addressing to, my specific and narrowed audience was the students community. The register, the style which I followed was quite colloquial and chatty because I wanted to relate with them. It has to be readers friendly rather than making it complex. So such a way you need to do the commentary. Are you able to understand me, beta? Are you able to understand me?
Yes,
Miss,
Miss.
Miss, is
Yes,
this
yes.
like we're judging ourselves?
Yes, exactly. You're commenting on yourself, on your, self-written response as how, and I will teach you. There is a way, there is a method that you need to look at, the way you need to write it down. That is going to be, 1 minute. Okay. So there is a method that you need to follow, and that is how you're going to develop it. And I've got so many samples for you. Before you jump on to writing yourself, I will share with you how you need to do it. I will share a sample example and then you're going to write about it. Is it clear? I'm so happy that you both are very transparent and easy to talk to. Perhaps I'm easy to approach too. That's why you keep on opening up and you're writing. Um, because language, it does not have any one formula. You have to have ways to interact and be a part of the discussion. Okay. Now, in paper 2, I hope you're jotting down the points also. Are we jotting down the points? Okay. Section
Yes,
B. All right. Section B carries 25 marks. Section B carries how many? 25 marks. So I would ask Aisha Meem to read this slide for me, please.
Section B 25, extended writing 600, choose any one. Descriptive writing, discursive writing, argumentative writing, narrative writing, voice over scripts, speech writing, and review writing.
All right, so section B 25, extended writing 600, choose anyone. So you have descriptive writing over here. And discursive, which is more discussion based, and then you have argumentative, then you have narrative, then you have voiceover scripts, and you have speech writing, then you have review writing. So, and then you have to choose any one. What do you have to say about this topic? I mean, this section basically. Do you think you would be able to manage? Let's suppose narrative writing is not given, then which one would you attempt? Let's suppose. I'm always putting you in the uncomfortable box so that you should be able to dare and challenge your writing abilities.
Miss, probably this descriptive or argumentative or speech.
Descriptive or argumentative or narrative. Okay. Have you ever tried on voiceover scripts? For example, there is this Pantene advertisement coming up and there's a voiceover, like, or shampoo. And then sometimes you have all of those, let's say a charity organization running up a campaign, and there has to be written a voiceover script. This is going to be something really new, fresh, that you will be learning with me. But the best part is it always comes in the choice. It will always be given in the choice. No matter what you do, it will be in the choice. And then you have speech writing, and then you have review writing. So you need to choose any one of these. One of the most important thing, they love to give you magazine articles, and that will be given in the discursive writing. This is, magazine articles or newspaper articles are a way in which your discussion based or your argumentative skills are going to be tested. So, but then again, it's a choice. It will be given as a choice. So important for this section is write it down. At home, do you have any access to any of your English newspaper at home? Do you go through any English newspaper on internet? Perhaps you have subscribed. Please tell me honestly. If you haven't, I'll guide you. because there are some of the articles that you need to write exactly like the editorials, the way, you know, the news editors are writing. So are we in touch with Reader's Digest apart from the novels or stories?
Yes,
No,
I
I
think it would
believe
be good.
it would be, and now I'm recommending it to you. On Google, simple on Google, you just need to read the section which is called editorials. Please write it down. Editorial section in the Dawn newspaper. What is in it? It always you know, it has this idea of, you know, talking about the daily issues, for example, traffic congestion, or it should be about Olympics these days, how one can forget about Olympics. You can talk about, you know, different sport activities, how it can bring about a change in the society. The locals, the community people would be writing to the editor, raising certain issues. So that is the thing that we need to look at. Yeah. So this is going to be your paper 2. And now we have your turn to share your thoughts. What questions would you like to ask me? Do you have any questions? Or we are going to have a great year and we are going to reach to a certain amen corner.
Miss,
Yes, beta?
for section B, the word count is 600 words.
600 is the minimum. 600
Okay.
is the minimum. The maximum,
Okay.
let me get back to the slide so that you should be able to understand even better. I'm gonna escape it. Why the, yeah, I'm gonna go back. Okay, so you're asking over here, the minimum word limit is beta 600. That means it's not only about Aisha and Ayman. Remember this thing. It's not only about writing in English and how good English you know. It's about how much knowledge you can communicate. The greater your reading is going to be, the best the writing is going to be. Okay, you understand me? 600 is your minimum word count and the maximum word count is 900. 600 is minimum, maximum 900. Examiner says, you want to stretch yourself, go to 900 or 650, 610, 600. It should not be below than 600. So in O levels, you were given 350 to 500. Here, 100 has been increased. Why? Because English language holds the prestige as a subject. It's a star subject. A star subject means that it has asterisk on its subject. It has 4 you know, loaded, it has 4 credits basically. That means it gives more percentage, it adds more percentage to the value of your score. So it's highly required by your international universities. IELTS is also required at times, but exemptions, scholarships are exclusively provided on this subject. So it's a gold mine subject in that way. It should not threat you, it rather should challenge you, challenge your reading abilities. That's why I am suggesting today, please make sure that you are reading editorials. You just subscribe Dawn newspaper, the news. I don't go for news or any, why not you go for, let's say, there are some other links I can share with you, the New York Times, or it could be the Times Magazine even. There can be so many other stuff, but you have to widen your horizon of reading. Okay, I hope I have answered your question, right? I have answered your question. In my next class, I'm going to develop a little bit of, now I want to show you one more slide so that you should have a bit of an idea what exactly I want you to go for. In tomorrow's class, now that the syllabus is clear, I will be sharing with you. You can jot down the points, all right? I will be sharing with you the specimen paper. So I'm going to show you how exactly your paper looks like. Secondly, I'm going to share with you this particular slide. It's taking one more minute, just hold on. So what shall we be doing? We will be doing, let me take you to my Google Slides. I hope you can look over here. We are going to look at short story, elements of a short story, because you people, you both voted for narratives. So I'm gonna take you to short story elements. And then before this, I would request you to have, well, yeah, this is all of my work. So I was looking at some parts of different writings. I will be going for break free from plastic. I will be looking at two different things, which is one is going to be argumentative in nature. The other one is going to be all about short story. So our class is going to be divided into two parts. So that's it for today. 10 minutes remaining to 10. And I always give 5 minutes my students to share some of their thoughts about break free from plastic. Interesting fact, by the way, can you name any one product which lately has overcome plastic use that they are promoting? The world should be plastic free. It's a beverage company. And there's a fabric company also. There's a lot of brands who are promoting jute bags rather than plastic bags. You must have seen these online shopping bags even are being promoted that way, like paper bags to be used. But there's a beverage company in Pakistan, and you drink this juice, I believe, almost every day.
Miss,
But
are you
they
talking
haven't.
about? Are you talking
Yes.
about? Are you talking about how Nestle has changed their
Yes,
plastic
yes,
straws to
yes,
paper?
yes, yes, paper straw. But the irony is the paper straw is wrapped up in a plastic
Yes.
covering, you know. It doesn't make any sense that way.
It is a bit ironic.
It's a bit ironic. Even like McDonald's, I mean, there is a plastic straw wrapped up in a paper covering. So we're going to look at all of these different dimensions. Did you notice that, Eamon? Did you notice that? Yes or no?
I don't think so.
But you have right now. So we are going to look at different ways in which we can break free from plastic. So tell me something that you're looking forward to learn from English language, which you haven't. For example, podcast, you said that it's completely new for us. And then what else?
This may be voiceover notes.
Voiceover. Okay. And what thing that can actually stretch your abilities? Eamon, what do you think that you would be looking up to this part?
Probably text analysis. I want to do that. It's interesting.
It's interesting, text analysis. And you're talking about question number 1, part B, when you're writing your own response and then commenting on it. And you're like, okay, nobody dares to comment on my text. I'll do it myself. So yeah, it's interesting. Nice to meet both of you. Inshallah, we'll continue tomorrow. I've got another class to catch up. Need to connect with the, the registration and link, all of that. So I will be looking forward to see you tomorrow. You have the timetable, right?
Yes.
All right. So no as such homework for today. It's a warm-up session today, but make sure that you are subscribing to editorial section online, or you better make sure that you have access to it Get it for your home delivery, as in like on Sundays. Dawn newspaper just weekly once. It will make your life way more easier. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen. That's it for today. I'm leaving the room. Thank you so much. Take care.